Obviously, I'm having a severe panic attack still. Right now, I am contemplating killing myself. Now, I have to hope that I can get help. Because if I can't, I'm going to kill myself. But that's the thing. I can't say that because if I say that, then I get treated like shit. They send me on a suicide hold. They take away everything that I own. Again. And then I have to come up with the money and the resources to get it all out. And I have to beg people for that help. Meanwhile, I should have had a goddamn advocate before Natalie was even killed. I mean, the things that these people were doing to me is illegal. It's against the law. But I couldn't get an officer to give a shit. They sure as fuck give a shit when it comes to hurting me! They sure as fuck give a shit when it comes to hiding the wrongdoing of other officers! But I'm not allowed to be pissed off. I have to pretend I'm calm. Oh, it's great, it's fine, it's dandy. I am so glad that you're screaming all the time at your boyfriend, Shannon. That is so great. Yes, I'm happy. I can function now. It's pretty fucked. Trying to find the Department of Health and Human Services here. I'm finding this Department of Health. Now, a lot of the issues that I have come from my dad and my mom doing a lot of fucked up shit, and much like everybody else, they don't want to admit it. Now, the terrible thing is, my mom was able to extort over $200,000 from my grandpa because he raped her. So over the years, she got all sorts of free money. She also has men that she uses to help pay for all of her shit. Right now, she's got a husband who basically pays for all of her shit. The thing is, when I needed help, she outright refused. These people want to pretend like I would hurt them. And that's the big thing right there, is that I get overwhelmed for a reason. I get overwhelmed because I get punished for what other people think. And you say, you shouldn't care what other people think. You're a fucking moron. And then you say, I did it all myself. Meanwhile, you got your boyfriend or your mom or your fucking whoever who actually listens to what's going on. But for me, everything that's gone on in the last 2 goddamn years, it's all built up. And nobody wants to listen to all of it because it's just too goddamn much. Meanwhile, I'm wanting my life to be over because I can't get any actual goddamn help. It's always next week, next week, next week. I mean, Jesus fuck. I'm spending all this time that I got to spend calling all of these numbers and trying to find places, and holy fuck, they don't exist. I mean, where is the Wyoming Department of Health and Human Services? Does it fucking exist? So the Wyoming Department of Health, that's what I'm going to be calling now. I'm going to write down the number real quick and make that call. Now, when it comes to my dad has never made an effort to understand. Ever. Now, him and Diane, that's my stepmother, ganging up on me there was a pretty fucked up thing to do because I'm having a panic attack. I need them to listen to understand. Well, I need my dad to listen to understand. But instead, he wants to talk over me. And I'm like, dude, this is not the situation that you're trying to make it out to be. Instead of finding out from me what's going on, you just want to assume. And he always assumes that I'm the one in the wrong, without looking at any of it. Now, he did say that he would look at it, and that's the thing, he didn't keep his word on that. Instead, he went out of his way to send me into a panic attack by doing that stupid assuming thing, like Dan Faber. If you're going to help me and you're not willing to listen to what's going on, then yeah, there's an issue. But also, if you're going to assume that I'm in the wrong when I'm having to deal with people without finding out the situation that's going on with those people, like Shannon Alvarado being an alcoholic, it's difficult for me. Now, when I'm overwhelmed, yeah, I exhibit some of the same problems that a lot of these people do. The difference is, unlike Shannon Alvarado, I have too much going on in my head. I'm not drunk and stupid. And getting drunk, yes, it does make you stupid. So, there ain't no sense arguing on that one.
Reach the Wyoming Department of Health. For English, press 1. Para español, presione 2. For Medicaid applications, press 1. For the Medicaid main office, press 2. Press 3 for birth, marriage, or death certificates. For all other calls, press 4 now. Good afternoon, Wyoming Department of Health. I'm going to direct your call.
My name is Sean Schwartz. I need a safe place, ma'am. I'm a disabled American, and I'm not a veteran. I have Asperger's, and I have sensory processing issues. I have a lot of evidence in some cases in Colorado that the entire state of Colorado basically did wrongdoing. And I have evidence of this, but I can't get people to take a look at it in the state of Colorado. As a result, I have warrants in Colorado for speaking out against these people and being prevented from going to court. I need help now.
You have warrants out on yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need help. Ma'am, I want my life to be over. The problem is that I want my life to be over because I'm not getting the help that I need. And the help that people keep trying to give me is to prevent me from having access to the help that I need. I haven't been able to see or visit my friends without being threatened or assaulted or having to deal with rotten police officers who are corrupt as shit. I've got a whole bunch of evidence to prove it, but I can't get anybody to look at it. I need a safe place where I can sit down and process everything. And I mean, I'm overwhelmed. I literally cannot function in the environment that I'm in.
So, are you still living in Colorado, or where are you living?
I live in a Jeep.
Okay. So, basically, you're homeless?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was made homeless by the death of a friend, and basically she and I were both harassed to death for an entire year. We were both asking for people to shoot us in the head over the way that her family and the police were treating both of us. She had a lot of help, whereas I didn't, and it's because I'm male and she was young and pretty. So I mean, it's a very difficult situation. My name was slandered worldwide on the internet and in the news. There are hate sites dedicated to me, and after all that slander, it destroyed my entire life. It destroyed everything that I worked hard for my entire life. It destroyed all of my friendships. It destroyed my ability to go see my friends. And ultimately, it resulted in me being assaulted by police across the state of Colorado, having my friends threatened, harassed, and assaulted across the state of Colorado, and her family threatening my life and having other people threaten my life repeatedly. And I have evidence of this, but in the state of Colorado, they keep treating me like I'm schizophrenic. I have nonstop panic attacks because of this, and I need somebody to take a look at it. And I keep getting the next week, next month, next whenever. I need help now. I'm overwhelmed with making all these phone calls and getting nowhere.
Okay. I can transfer you over to the Behavioral Health Division. They have programs that you could apply for different types of assistance.
Yes, ma'am.
If you'll hold on, I'll transfer you over there, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Megan.
Hello, Megan. My name is Sean Schwartz, and I need help.
Okay. What are you looking for?
Well, for starters, I need a caseworker in a safe place, like as soon as possible. And I'm not talking about a mental health hold. I need actual help. I need a place where I can sit down and not be harassed, not be stuck out in the open without the resources to do the legal stuff that I need to do in order to defend myself. I keep getting treated like I'm schizophrenic. People keep refusing to look at the information that I have on hand. And I mean, I'm overwhelmed, ma'am.
Okay, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from my Jeep. It's my house. I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Alrighty. I'm gonna put you on a brief hold for just one moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for holding. I apologize about that wait. Okay, so let's get you in someplace. Are you a veteran?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and then have you tried the Comia house?
I called them earlier, ma'am. What I need, I don't think you're understanding the environment that I need. I need someplace where I can sit down with the information that I have. I've been cut off from everybody that can help. And
Okay,
as far as the Kamiya house, ma'am, it's a really long story, and that's a lot of the issue. I need a place where I can process. I have sensory processing issues, and I need a place where I can safely process what's going on, but I also need to have access to the things that I need to process as well, which is a backpack and a telephone and a bunch of evidence. And every time that people take me someplace where it's considered safe, according to the government, they take these things away from me and give me a mental health check and then treat me like I'm fucking schizophrenic without taking a look at any of the stuff that I'm going through. I have evidence of the things that I'm going through. I don't need to be put on fucking suicide watch. I'm suicidal because of fucking suicide watch, because of the way that I'm treated. Ma'am, I want to die every moment of every day. Going to a homeless shelter is not a safe environment for somebody with sensory processing issues.
okay, I apologize. Let's get
You don't have
in.
to apologize.
Have
I
you gone
shouldn't be
to
snapping
the
at you.
Cheyenne Regional Medical Center?
Ma'am, I've been to the hospital here.
Okay, have you tried Peak Wellness?
Ma'am, that's the thing, is that I need a place where I can sit down and do all of this. I keep going inside of places where it costs me money that I don't have so that I can sit down and charge my electronics just so I can use the phone to call all these places.
Okay, so what my purpose here is to give you facility information and let you call them.
That's the problem, ma'am, is that I need a caseworker before any of that makes any difference. I need a caseworker to come out and meet with me and see what's going on.
Okay, so let me see if I can get you a different number. We don't have caseworkers in our department, so I'm going to see where I can send you to that might be able to help you a little further than I can, okay?
All right.
to the Hathaway building. I'll have you hold just one moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, so that number didn't work. I'm going to try to find a different number. I'm so sorry for that, okay?
That's all right. I'm used to it. I've been going through this pretty much my whole life. It's call one number to call another number to call another number to call another number.
Okay. Hold on just one moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll figure it out.
Fuck. See, that's the major issue here. There's people like Katie Cahill. She's got a phone number. She calls me from a private number, and I'm not able to get a hold of her. And she claimed that she would be my advocate. A few people did, but then they don't. They don't do anything useful. They don't do anything helpful. They just talk about it and then ignore me for months on end. And then, of course, being stuck on Facebook ban, I can't even get a hold of her for months on end. And then they send me to another place, and another place, and another place. And then you call this place, and then you call that place. And then you go to hold of this place, and then you have to write a letter to that place. And then you need a mailbox to get anything from any of these people. In order to take it into court, you basically have to have it printed out. So then you need a printer, or you need money to go somewhere to print it out. Meanwhile, you got to try to ration money so that you can actually take care of yourself while you're having to do all of these things, while overwhelmed and while being threatened. And then people want to just pretend like because they found the guy who killed Natalie that it's fine and fucking dandy, and the shit that they put me through is all my fault and I chose it, wanted it, and deserved it. And holy fuck, I just want somebody to blow my goddamn head off. Fucking protocols are made so that they can punish people like me instead of help us, because that's what I need is help. And I'm overwhelmed with all of the goddamn phone calls. Call this place and call that place and then call that place, and we can't help you and we can't help you and we can't help you. And then I gotta deal with even more fucking phone calls from a bunch of people who are gonna fucking ignore me or tell me they can't help me, so I gotta call somewhere else. Meanwhile, I still don't have a safe environment, and it's just assumed that I'm wrong. None of these people bother to take a look at any of the evidence. Instead, they take it away from me, and then they lock me up. And even on a 72-hour hold, it takes away everything that I have. Like, I can't just leave this vehicle in a parking lot. And the officers, more than likely, will lie to me and say, it'll be fine there, or we'll take care of it. And then they do take care of it. They tow it off, and then I have to come up with money to fucking get it out.
Thank you for calling the Wellness Center. This is Jennifer. How can I direct your call?
Who is this?
Jennifer?
I mean, what's the name of your program? I was transferred to you from Wyoming Department of Health.
Okay, this is Peak Wellness.
Peak Wellness.
Yeah.
I need a caseworker and a safe place to be for, like, immediately.
Okay, let me get you to our crisis team and they can help you out with that, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep, hang on.
Peak Wellness, this is Ron.
Hello, my name is Sean Schwartz. I need a safe place to go, like, as soon as possible. I have crippling panic attacks and more than likely severe PTSD. I'm having sensory processing issues, and most of the protocols are antagonistic to that. I need a safe place where I can sit down and work with my computer and my phone and not have them taken away. Because of the things that I've endured in the last year, I want my life to be over because I can't get the help that I need. And then I can't say that I want my life to be over because then I get put on a wellness check and I lose everything, and it costs me money to be punished, basically, for being punished. So I need a caseworker, like, immediately.
I hear you, and let me tell you what we have. Are you here in Cheyenne?
Yes, sir.
I work for Peak Wellness. We have a place that's called Casa de Paz.
It's called what?
Step down from the hospital. It's not a hospital.
It's called what? Stop. What's it called?
Okay. Casa de Paz. It means house of peace.
All right, how do I spell that?
CASA.
Yes, sir.
Space DE space PAZ.
All right.
It's not a hospital. We don't. We get charged maybe $2 or $4 a day. It's minimal expense because it's supported in large part by the state. It's very different from a hospital. We don't put you on a suicide watch. We don't take things away from you. But we try and provide a safe and supportive environment.
Yes, sir.
How long do you think you would need such a place?
I don't even know. There's a place called Live Health, and they can help me next week, at the earliest. So at least a week. I don't know how long other than that. I need to reestablish disability and some stuff like that. So.
Okay, do you need to come in today, or will you be okay till tomorrow morning?
I'd like to come in today if at all possible.
Okay. I'm going to give you the address of where I'm at. It's 510 West 29th Street. Are you familiar with Cheyenne?
No, sir. I was here last year to rescue a meth addict, but other than that, I mean, I basically used the MapQuest on my phone to find places.
Okay. Because we're an old school, and we look like an old school.
Well, I'm pretty old school myself.
Ask for Ron.
Ask for Ron?
R-O-M, Rom.
R-O-M.
Give me your name. Yes, give your name again.
It's Shawn, S-H-A-W-N, S-C-H-W-A-R-T-Z.
Okay, Shawn, just come on over, and we'll get you set up, and we'll get you in there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Yes, sir. Bye. He was talking too fast for me and I couldn't process it all. That's the problem with having this long term, is that it's too much to process. I was able to get the address written down, and I'm going to look it up on MapQuest and head over there. That's the thing, the first part, the name of the place. I mean, that's the most important part, because if I remember the name of the place, then I can find it again. If I get overwhelmed and all the other stuff that he's saying, if I can't remember what the name of the place is, then going back to that place is going to be complicated, especially since it was through the Wyoming Department of Health, and then the Hathaway, and then Peak Wellness, and then Casa de Paz. But that's 5 different places I got to remember, and I had to write them down. If I don't write them down, then I can't remember. Names and numbers are the most important thing, and I can't remember those if I don't write them down. That's part of the reason why a lot of the evidence has been lost. It's because I can remember the events, I just don't have the part written down. They either denied me access to write it down, they denied me access to pencils or pens, or they put me on suicide watch to prevent me from doing that, not understanding that it's suicide watch that is making all of this so goddamn difficult. Because I mean, in so many places, they said that they weren't going to tow my vehicle and that they would help me and so on and so forth. Like in Virginia, they weren't going to tow my car. And I really needed... I was hoping that Natalie and Alicia would understand, that they would explain to their mother that, you know, I have panic attacks and that I wasn't stalking anyone. I was invited there. But that didn't matter. For me to be able to defend myself, I have to be able to go to these services. And I have to be able to calm down for a few days. There's a difference between calming down and being snapped at until I shut down. My dad doesn't understand that. He was of the impression that because I was quiet, we were having a good day. And that's not the case. I was quiet because I was afraid to speak.